How are you all doing tonight, folks? It's Faust Calhoun. I'm going to explain to you my winning list for the Dark Angels. As of lately, the Dark Angels have been going up through the ranks to become the best Marine army in the Arks of Omen. They are the first Legion, and after all, they are going to be good at everything. Let's get a bit away from lore for now and talk about the tabletop. And my list that has gotten me the top 3 in 3 different tournaments, big and small, over in the state I live in. This will be a mixed list of the first and second companies of the Dark Angels. Now let's get started with the list. First of all, and the most loved of every list, are the HQs. To start us off, we have Samael, Grand Master of the Raven Wing, the second company of the Dark Angels. This man on a jet bike is fast. With twin storm bolters, a master-crafted plasma cannon, and the Raven Sword, Samael is not a guy to mess with. Samael can fight with the best of them, but the reason I bring Samael is for his Chapter Master rerolls, his aura of rerolling ones on hits, and the large amount of support fire he can bring both into infantry and heavier targets. Now next in this list is the Ravenwing Talonmaster. Another fast-moving support character that gives buffs and also gives out some debuffs too to your opponents. And with this guy, he can shoot up to 18 times. And he hits on 2s, which is even better. Now next is my favorite guy. My favorite HQ is Master Ezekiel, Master of the Librarians. So this guy is a psychic, and he tosses out blessings and tosses out maledictions. So pretty much buffs and debuffs. So with him is what I usually do. What I give him is I like Righteous Repugnance. It is great to put on some Terminators or whoever right before they go into melee, because they can reroll their hits and wound rolls, all of them. So it doesn't matter if you get 2s and you still don't wound, you can reroll it. Now the next one is Aversion. Aversion is not bad whatsoever. It is actually really good against, say, another fighting target, because once you cast it on them, they only hit, or they have -1 to their hit rolls. All hit rolls, doesn't matter range or melee, and they have -1 to their attacks if they're within 6 inches around that librarian. And the last spell I like to give Ezekiel is Mindworm. Mindworm is really good because that's one of the spells that gives the fight last. It deals 1 mortal wound, and that one that just got a mortal wound, they fight last. And Ezekiel, he gets a +1 to all of his psychic tests, so you won't have to worry about failing that super important roll, that super important cast that you need to win the game. Now, with all your characters, you want to keep them in the center of your Terminator block, so that all your Terminators can benefit from their auras and support fire. Now let's talk a bit about the block. The block will start on the field, in the front of your line. This will be your wall of Deathwing. It is 2 units of 10 Deathwing Terminators. This is how to make your units of the Terminators. The Sergeant will have a Storm Shield and a Thunder Hammer, along with 2 other Terminators. So you'll have a total of 3 Terminators with Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields. And then rest of your Terminators will have Storm Bolters and Chain Fists. 2 of those Terminators with the Storm Bolters and Chain Fists will also have a Cyclone Missile Launcher. That is a great weapon to have. So with all that set up, your Terminators, each squad will have the firepower of 28 bolter shots, up to 24 inches. And they will have 4 shots with the Cyclone missile launchers that can crack those hard targets up to 48 inches away. You'll have 3 storm shields. You got 3 guys with +1 to their armor save and a 4-up invuln, 3 wounds, and permanent transhuman. That is very, very beefy for a Terminator. Then you have the melee power to really crack something down with the Chain Fist and Thunderhammer. Yes, they may have a -1 to hit, but don't worry about that, because the characters I will be talking about will take care of that with no issue. Now, for the Terminator block characters. So you'll have 1 Deathwing Apothecary. He will provide heals. He will provide a 6-up Feel No Pain. He also can bring back destroyed units. Destroyed models, I mean. And he also adds to the firepower, bolter firepower to any of your units, which is just nice to have. And then now, this guy is your linchpin for the Deathwing. Deathwing Ancient. The Ancient in Terminator armor. With this Ancient, you want him to be the Chapter Ancient upgrade and have the Relic Banner of Penance. This will give you the last attack before death on a 4-up roll. It will give you a -1 to damage all the way down to only 1. And the biggest one of the buffs he has is a +1 to your melee attack. That will bring you back up to a 3+ on your Thunderhammers and Chain Fists. You will want this Ancient to have the Storm Shield and Thunderhammer. He needs to survive at all costs. Since this guy gives you so much and does so much for your Deathwing, he needs to live no matter what. So now we are done with the Deathwing. Now we move to the Ravenwing. The Ravenwing is a bit more complex. Let me explain. You will have a Ravenwing Apothecary. This Apothecary will be the Chief Apothecary with Selfless Healer trait on him. So he can run all over the battlefield and heal your units and resurrect destroyed models. And he can also give out a few plasma shots from the plasma talons he has on his Black Knight bike. But be careful, you don't want him to get hot. Then you have your 3 units of 3 attack bikes, all with multi-meltas on them. These attack bikes play a key role. They will be grabbing objectives on the sides and staying away from the main combat in the center where your Deathwing will be. And they will also move around into the back and take out the heavy hitters and assassinate characters. They are very fast moving and hard hitting with those multi-meltas, so use them well. And finally in my list is you have 2 Ravenwing Dark Shrouds. One of the Dark Shrouds will be over your Deathwing, the other one will be around your Ravenwing when you first set up. The Dark Shrouds have an amazing ability where any shots to them within their 12-inch bubble that they have is -1 to all hit rolls your opponent can give out. So that just makes everything even stronger. And the Dark Shrouds, they can give a few shots. You can equip them with a heavy bolter or an assault cannon. But remember, their main reason is not to fight. Their main reason is to give that nice -1 to the hits against all the units within their aura. That is great. So now, after I told you about my list, this beautiful grand tower of black and white, try it out yourself, see if you like it, because this list has gotten me in the top 3 in 3 different tournaments. So try it out for yourselves. Hope you guys like it, and remember, like, Subscribe, share, help this channel grow, and most importantly of all, always love the Kellhound. You all take care now.